In question 21, we're told the distance between two cities is 250 kilometers. So for example, there's Leeds in the north of England, and there's London, the capital of England. Now we're also given a scale on a map. So we're given a map scale. On the map, 1 centimeter equals 20 kilometers in the real world. So this is the map, and this here is the real world. So if I want to go from the map to the real world, I go in that direction, and 1 times 20 will give me 20. So I multiply by 20 and try to learn this trick. Now if I go from the real world back to the map this way, I do the opposite of times 20, which is divide by 20. Now we've been given the real distance. So we've been given this number, 250 kilometers. And we need to work this out, the map distance. And because we're going backwards, we have to divide by 20. So because we're going backwards, we need to divide by 20. Now what we can do is write this here as 250 divided by 20. And I like to write it as 250 divided by 20. Now I can see a shortcut straight away. They both are whole numbers and they both end in 0. So I can cross this out with this. So now if I'm careful, I can see I have 25 divided by 2. 25 divided by 2. Now I can simply do the bus shelter method. So now we've got purple rain. Let's build a bus shelter. Put 25 inside and 2 outside. Now that's an even number, that's an odd number. So if you divide an odd number by an even number, you're going to get a remainder or a decimal. So what I'm going to do is extend the bus shelter, and as before, put a decimal point here and here, and I'm going to add 1 0 to help me. So let's go ahead and divide this. How many 2's are there in 2? There's 1. How many 2's are there in 5? There's 2. So let's check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many groups of 2? Let's have a look. 1 group of 2. 2 groups of 2. And we've not got enough to make another group, so that's a remainder. So we have 1, 2. So remember the question was how many 2's are there in 5? There's 1, 2, and that goes at the top. And this remainder, which is 1, gets carried over to the next column. So now this 0 becomes 10. Now we have how many 2's are there in 10? There's 5. Because I know my 2 times table. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that 5 goes there. So my answer here is 12.5. So what's the distance on the map? 12.5 centimeters. In question 22, we're given 2 triangles and we're told that they're both right-angled triangles. So if you look at this corner, that angle there is 90 degrees and this angle here is 90 degrees. And we want to work out the ratio of this slope compared to this slope. Now they've used the word similar. All that means is what you do is you take a shape and you stretch it in all directions, and you have to stretch it equally. So for example, if I have a rectangle and I stretch it in this direction and this direction equally, these two shapes are similar. Now if I decide to stretch this shape more this way and less that way, I will end up with a shape like this. And although these two are both rectangles, these two are not similar. So remember, you have to stretch the shape equally in all directions. Now a quick and simple way of doing this to find the ratio of A to B is to compare two sides that are corresponding or the same. So I can see this side and this side are both the same. This side here is 1 square tall, and this side here is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares tall. Now I ask myself, how do I get from 1 to 4 using times only? So how did I get from there to there? And if I think carefully about it, I multiplied it by 4. Now let me compare this side with this side. So I have 2 squares here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares here. So how did I get from 2 to 8? And if I know my 2 times table, I know I multiplied it by 4. So if you look at this 4 and this 4 are both the same. So the ratio of A to B will be, so let me write that down, A to B will be 1 to 4.